Man's vision you can see all across the city today.
The riots ravaged a vibrant stretch of the city and left it devastated, deserted, and in despair. A wasteland which languished for decades.
This was a corner where drug dealing, where people would urinate, defecate right out in the middle of the day.
But look at it now. 50 years on, and 14th Street is bustling, busy, and business booming. Ask the old-timers. District leaders didn't have much to do with this renaissance. Nope. A handful of developers saw the promise, and leading the pack, Jim Abdo.
I looked at the connectivity of this neighborhood to the central business district, to the importance of 14th Street, and I really knew what it could become.
Hey, what's up, man?
When he came to D.C. 30 years ago, Abdo looked around and saw the dazzling remnants of a bygone era in the down-at-heel and dangerous Logan Circle. He took a chance. His strategy: renovate, refurbish, build, and hope they will come.
I called this area a sleeping giant because I knew what this could become if you put the right fundamentals in place.
But amid the raging construction and the influx of young professionals, Abdo did not want the neighborhood to lose its character.
What was really cool about this neighborhood was its grittiness, its history, and what we needed to see was eclectic, homegrown businesses come in here.
Today you walk along 14th Street or other parts of the city and you see Abdo's imagination in concrete, brick, and glass. But not content to relax and rejoice in his triumphs, Abdo still is looking to the future.
All quadrants of this city are in play now. It's not just 14th and Rhode Island, it's not just DuPont, it's not just Georgetown, it's everywhere. And the key really comes from planning and zoning and creating an atmosphere and policy that makes it available to people at all income levels.
Stephen Cheetah, ABC 7 News.
Happening now at 5, a quick blast of winter-like weather mixed with more driving rain sweeping through the DMV. Bill Kelly on Stormwatch tracking what's next. A cry for help on video from a DC high school. Shocking violence happening again and again. Tonight claims that a new DC law is contributing to the chaos. Also breaking tonight, continuing headaches from the GW Parkway sinkhole. When will the northbound lanes reopen? The Park Service just made a prediction.
Now, ABC 7 News at 5, on your side.
And right now at 5 o'clock, a fast-moving spring storm pounding the heart of our area. Our cameras capturing hail, sleet, heavy rain, all of it just in Arlington, as well as marble-sized hail littering decks in Ashburn. All of this just in the past hour. Tonight's storms coming as our area recovers from last night's heavy rain that transformed Great Falls into a raging rapid.
And the risk of damage isn't done. Stormwatch 7 Chief Meteorologist Bill Kelly is on weather alert. Been a wild afternoon, Bill.
It sure has, and that storm continues to roll off to the southeast, and that's what we're looking at right now from Rosalind. We're looking over Reagan National, over the Potomac, and areas off to the south. Here is a look at that storm over the last hour or so as it raced through the area. Not only did we see everything that you mentioned, but I think there was actually some snow and graupel thrown in there as well. It was kind of bizarre, really, had a bit of everything. But right now, it is over Prince Frederick, essentially for you folks down around Mechanicsville and Hughesville. We're looking at that over toward Allen's Fresh and areas back to the southwest. So Fredericksburg, right over your head right now and heading into Spotsylvania County. This is moving at about 50 to 55 miles per hour, so it is going to continue to race off to the southeast. Severe thunderstorm warning just expired. The National Weather Service has not extended it out. The storm is showing signs of decreasing in its strength, but we had a 59-mile-per-hour wind gust officially here in D.C. at Reagan National, and that is severe. So this evening, this is what it looks like over the next couple of hours. We're going to there is another round of some showers off to the west. We'll show you that in just a moment. That will roll through, but those die down big time once that sun goes down. Skies clear out tonight, and things are going to drop on down. 42 by 10 o'clock, but I'll tell you, you're going to need the winter gear tomorrow, and I'm talking about hats, gloves, jackets, you name it. I'll explain why and talk about the wind advisory that's in effect coming up here in just a few minutes.
Okay, Bill, we'll see you then. So last night's rain blamed for one hole that is causing commuter chaos for thousands tonight. A sinkhole shutting down northbound lanes of the George Washington Parkway for the past 11 hours.
I drove by it. It was a mess. And within the past last 90 minutes. The National Park Service warning that closure will be in effect all weekend. The shutdown affecting the Parkway and eastern Fairfax County all the way from the Beltway to Chain Bridge Road.
The effects, though, being felt by many tonight. ABC 7's Carl Willis begins our Traffic Watch 7 team coverage. Carl?
Yeah, we took this route several times today. We were diverted and detoured, just like this traffic here behind me. They're going to go to 123 just to get to 495. And as you can see, that traffic already heavy.
All right, Carl, thank you very much. We're going to turn now to an ABC special report.
A special report. We understand the Mueller report is.
Congress has been notified, and our Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas is in Washington with the latest on this breaking news. Pierre.
George, after 22 months, one of the most consequential investigations in modern history, really since Watergate, is now coming to a close. And a confidential report detailing the special counsel's work is now in the hands of Attorney General William Barr, who has some huge decisions to make. Namely, how much of Robert Mueller's report can be turned over to Congress? How much can be made public? We've just been informed that Barr has sent that letter to Congress notifying leaders that Mueller has completed the work and that Barr will begin reviewing the report and deciding what can be released. So the intensity of anticipation now goes into hyperdrive as we wait to find out what Mueller has uncovered and what he thinks should be done about it, George.
Still waiting to see what's in that letter. Let's review what Robert Mueller has done to date. 22-month investigation, as you said. $25 million spent, 37 indictments, more than 24 of those Russians who were indicted for their conspiracy to hack the DNC emails and have them leaked out through WikiLeaks. More importantly for President Trump, several of his associates indicted were pleading guilty, including his former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, false statements to the FBI, his former campaign chairman Paul Manafort, facing several years in prison now for tax fraud, foreign reporting violations. He pled guilty as well. George Papadopoulos, foreign policy advisor in the campaign, also pled guilty for false statements. Rick Gates, the deputy campaign chair in the campaign, still cooperating with Robert Mueller. And of course, President Trump's former lawyer and fixer Michael Cohen, now facing jail time as well. His having to do with the hush money payments to Stormy Daniels, also financial fraud. Roger Stone, close Trump associate, indicted as well. I want to go to Cecilia Vega, our senior White House correspondent here. Cecilia, the president, despite those findings right there, has called this consistently a witch hunt and a hoax.
Practically every day, there has been a steady drumbeat of outrage from this president since day one, since this investigation was launched 22 months ago, really to the point of obsession. You know, the New York Times says that President Trump has blasted and publicly attacked the Russia investigation, Mueller's investigation, nearly 1,100 times. Those attacks in recent months have become angrier. They have become more frequent. They have become more personal. He talked about it in his State of the Union. He used profanity when talking about it to a group of conservatives recently. The strategy from President Trump from day one has been to create this deep state narrative, to really cast a shadow on Robert Mueller, even before this report came out. That could potentially backfire. As you and I know, most of Washington agrees Robert Mueller in this investigation has been above board. They have been a tightly run ship, leak-proof, right down until today when this report,
right up until 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Let me also bring in our chief White House correspondent, John Carl. John, in that letter, Barr says that Mueller has said he has completed the work. That means, apparently, no more indictments in the Mueller investigation. He has sent the report.
No more indictments coming from the special counsel, but George, remember, the special counsel has referred prosecutions to the Southern District of New York, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York. There could be further indictments coming from there, but nothing more coming from the special counsel. They will close shop, ending nothing more coming from the special counsel. They will close shop, ending a pivotal chapter in this investigation, George.
And the big question now is what happens next? What happens with Attorney General Barr with the report? What does he do with the report? What does he release to Congress and the public? John, yesterday you asked the president what he thought about that. I want to show his answer.
Mr. President, does the American public have a right to see the Mueller report?
I don't mind. I mean, frankly, I told the House, if you want, let them see it. Again, I say, a deputy, because of the fact that the Attorney General didn't have the courage to do it himself, a deputy that's appointed appoints another man to write a report. Let it come out. Let people see it. That's up to the Attorney General. We have a very good Attorney General. He's a very highly respected man, and we'll see what happens. But it's sort of interesting that a man out of the blue just writes a report.
Despite the president's wishes, that does not mean the report will be public. Here's what the Attorney General, William Barr, said at his confirmation hearings about that.